It is Thursday, January 25th, and we are at 21 degrees, 36 minutes north, and 67 degrees, 45 minutes west. We're on a northwesterly heading, approximately toward Great Abaco Island, a little north of that at present. We've got easterly winds around 15 knots, so still pretty good sailing, although we've had on and off rain showers and rain squalls pretty much for the past 24 hours. Nonetheless, we're making good time. It looks like tomorrow, Friday, these winds are really going to start to build and going to get up around 20 to 30 knots, and then cresting on Saturday at 25 to 30, starting off from the northeast and then veering easterly. So they should be on the stern, but it's going to be strong winds, and there's probably going to be some misery factor with that. And then it looks like things should start to ease up a bit on Sunday. Winds dropping down to about 20 to 25, and then finally dropping down to around 10 to 20 on Monday, coming more southeasterly. So we've got some rough weather ahead of us. As I say, the direction's good, so it still should be pretty fast sailing. We should continue to make good time. And other than that, all is well. This is a new passage for me. I've never done this one before, and I've never been to Florida in this boat before. There's quite a few new challenges coming up. And Florida does not look like the easiest place to get around in an engineless boat, with lots of shallow water and narrow channels. At any rate, Florida looks like it might put my sailing skills to the test, and so we'll just have to see about that. We keep moving along here, and we take one day at a time, and we keep on putting the miles down. So preparing and eating meals at sea are rarely formal sit-down occasions where you will put a tablecloth on the table and have side dishes and dessert, coffee. I have had sit-down meals at sea, but that's the exception, not the rule. Generally, for small craft, any boat with a waterline shorter than 50 feet or so, the sea just creates too much motion for that kind of thing. So here I'm making a hamburger for lunch. I just sliced up a tomato, and one of the tricky things is if you're preparing a meal that has a couple components to it, is that you have to make sure that you put, in this case, the tomato and the onion and the bun there I have on the plate. You got to make sure that you got that wedged somewhere, so it doesn't go sliding off the chart table there and onto the cabin floor while I'm trying to flip my hamburger. So it tends to be a bit of a juggling act. And all right, so I'm assembling my hamburger here, and she's going to roll, so I'm bracing myself. And I feel another one coming there. And presently it's blowing about 20 knots or so outside. They got about 2-3 meter swells. And the conditions are the wind is building, so the conditions are getting worse. But not so bad that we can't put ketchup and mustard on our hamburger. And generally at sea, I eat standing up. As I am here, I'm sort of wedged between the galley and the chart table, and I'm just leaning on the chart table and eating. And I find that's actually the most comfortable way to eat when at sea, when the boat is bouncing around. I try to have at least one nutritious, complete as possible cooked meal per day at sea, regardless of how rough it is. I hear of people saying, that they had a stretch of 3 or 4 days of bad weather and all they ate was trail mix. In my experience, I would not recommend that. I would recommend putting in the effort, and it can be quite difficult in rough conditions, but put in the effort to prepare as complete a meal as you can, because I find that will really help you to get through the bad weather. Just having your body well fed makes a huge difference in bad conditions. So up on deck, these winds are continuing to build. We're up around 20-25 knots right now. So I've decided to take the reef staysail down, and we're going to set the small heavy weather staysail / storm jib. So that's what I'm doing right now. Taking the storm jib out of its little green bag, and we'll take it forward and hank it on. Alright folks, it is Friday, January 26th, and as you can see, these winds have picked up, and we got wind strengths are kind of in the mid to upper 20s here. I'd say about 25, 28 knots or so out of the east-northeast, and we're running under a triple reef main and storm jib here, and she's so far pretty comfortable. Going off on a broad reach here. Our position is about 22 degrees 30 minutes north and 69 degrees 45 minutes west. So we're moving right on our track here. The weather forecast is that these winds are possibly going to increase a little more tonight, but stay below gale force, hopefully. And we're going to have that all the way through tomorrow afternoon, Saturday, and then maybe Saturday night we'll begin to see things backing off a bit, and then moderating on Sunday. Looking ahead, we got another cold front coming. It sounds like this one won't be too strong. But again, we might have winds up around 25 knots. So we'll just have to take it as it comes. And but otherwise, all is well. We are making good time here. And hopefully this is not going to get too much rougher than it is right now. So I got my fingers crossed on that. And we'll check in again tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.